Welcome to the One More Thing Tech podcast. I'm your host, Adam.
And I'm Quasi.
So I gotta be the one that matches the drum roll level, and then you come in with like a low ball come in entrance. Okay, that's what we're doing this morning, guys. Welcome. But she just yelled at me for not matching the energy for the drum roll, and he comes in like a mouse waking up, finding out there's no cheese to eat. Okay, so it's okay. It's okay.
So
Oh man,
we're back for another episode, Adam.
yes we
The
are.
people were thinking after last week we wouldn't be here. Actually, I don't think anyone
Why?
was thinking that, but we're here.
Why would
We've
they
got
think
a
that?
great
Because it's
episode
hot.
lined up, and dude, I'm ready to get into it whenever you are.
I am too. Okay, now, Quasi. I'm not sure if you're aware of the current predicament that's going on with Apple and now OpenAI, but let's talk about the first part and then we'll actually get into this topic, okay? So, OpenAI blatantly poached an Apple engineer for a role at OpenAI to do engineering stuff, right? But the thing about that is, it seems like either this person was instructed or with their own will just kind of brought over like all kinds of Apple secrets. Like mostly all of them. And that's just kind of like I call a bad wave of vibes. You shouldn't be doing that stuff. I mean, that's the first issue. You have NDAs that you signed, you have all these agreements that Apple, trust you with their data and their upcoming projects. He had code names and the whole works, Quasi. And I don't know. I mean, maybe you weren't happy at your job, but I gotta think at that level at Apple, you probably compensated quite well. You probably like your job, most likely. I don't know the back end of it, but I don't know what OpenAI has to offer you. And you keep hearing OpenAI have this like money issue on a constant basis where they're losing money, they can't keep up with cost. And then you go over to OpenAI with hopes that it's just all gonna get better. I don't know. To me, it sounds like a bad choice for both parties, and the only one that really loses is just these people because now it's just raining fire for this individual in OpenAI. So, Quasi, I just want to know what your thoughts were with that part before you dive into the very first topic.
Yeah, so the big thing is Apple just filed their lawsuit against OpenAI, and it's not just that one employee; it's over 400 of Apple's
Oh, I
employees
didn't
that
know
are currently
that.
employed. Yeah, at OpenAI, it's kind of crazy. So you get over 400 of my employees. Yeah, I'm
Mm.
100. Like you're targeting my employees at that point because okay, 510. You got lucky, right? Those people weren't happy with their jobs at Apple and they wanted to go work at OpenAI. At 400, you're most definitely targeting my employees. And if you're targeting my employees, then I have I can't think anything else but you want to steal my secrets of the trade. All right? So I can understand where Apple's coming from with this lawsuit. I don't think it's absolutely insane or anything. All right? Um,
Can I just pause you for 1 second there?
of course.
OpenAI, try it again. OpenAI is a company that does AI stuff.
Correct. You don't want to
I
steal from
don't
Apple with that.
I don't really see the appeal of like the Apple AI if that's what they're using it for. I know it's more for the hardware side because OpenAI is trying to do hardware stuff, but I just can't imagine they're like Apple. We just need your AI so badly. Now Gemini integration with the current Siri and stuff is a lot better. I've been testing that. But I don't see the appeal of why they want to poach Apple specifically. I mean, the hardware side, if that's what it is, okay, it makes sense. But at the same time, did they have any thought that somebody at Apple might catch on what they're doing? Oh,
Probably
well,
not.
12,000 people, whatever there was at Apple, is all of a sudden employed by OpenAI. I mean, they're going to know that. You know, a friend of a friend of someone at Apple is going to know what's going on. There's no way that this is going to be done without Apple's knowledge. But the thing is, I haven't really seen an overall response from OpenAI at all with this predicament. Have you?
Yeah, I don't think I have, to be quite honest with you.
It's bad. It's really bad. I mean, here's the issue. They're really just shooting themselves in the foot. First of all, you have Apple that worked with them, the last Siri and integration with AI, which was okay. It wasn't the best. I don't think people used it that much because it was kind of wonky the way it was
It
implemented,
was
but
actually
that's okay.
kind of trash.
Yeah. When I say okay, it was better than what they had before.
No, 'cause
There
let me
was an
explain to you.
enhancement.
What they used to, Siri used to ask me, "Would you like me to ask Chat GPT?" Right, and it worked maybe the first 3 times, but then after that,
Yeah.
for some reason, every time she asked me that, and I said yes, I was past my Chat GPT limit. Mind you, I
Oh,
pay ten
yeah.
dollars a
I
month for Chat
forgot.
GPT. What is that? That's some nonsense.
You know, I'm sure there's limits with Gemini and current Siri as well, but I haven't hit them. Have you? I haven't.
Have I hit any limits with the current Siri? No, but then
With
again, I've
Gemini, yeah.
used it for like. I don't think like it's Gemini integration in that way. Hold on, let me open my Siri app.
It's whatever it
I think
is.
it's just the proprietary Siri, and then it looks like I used it a lot, but it's just been keeping track of all the little
Oh,
conversations I ask it.
I okay. I guess I'm not talking about. I know it's the same thing. I'm talking about asking it stuff like with a voice. Like when you say, "Hey Siri," that
Yeah,
that time. Like when I ask it a question now, I like that it just gives me the answer.
I know
What's the
that
weather gonna be
part's
like on
absolutely
Thursday?
awesome.
And you know, it's so interesting too because I actually seen like in the keynote, it took longer, but now it's so fast. Like I don't
Yeah, I
know.
mean,
What I
this
gotta
should just
say
be the
is
status quo.
it is a vast improvement from the current Siri, and when it comes out, I'm super excited because I know I'm running a beta and I have it now, but it's still being polished, and it seems like they don't need to do anything else with it right now. It's so good. But I guess my point is there was a good attempt with OpenAI, but the way that it was using stuff and the way that it actually did stuff was kind of like what you said, just awful. So one thing to know about OpenAI's in partnership with Apple is I did not think this would happen. I know they weren't really paying them to have this on there, but just the amount of people that now know about your platform that can subscribe and go on from there, you had so much potential to make so much more money from Apple, and then you shoot them in the foot by doing this. That's not a good move.
I
I
agree.
so that's the first issue. Okay, so then they pull all this crap, right? Hoping that somehow they wouldn't know about this, which is kind of insane to even think about. So they do this, and then not only so it's not just they poached. Apple wouldn't care as much about that being done. It still sucks, but they'd be like, okay, now you're on our radar. But now do you think that this guy was instructed to steal this information upon departure, or was it him? That's my question, Quasi.
Well, I think the bigger issue is when you come from a company that you've worked at for so long, you like even if you don't want to do it, like if Apple's hardware division, right? They've been doing that for 20 plus years. That's all they know is how to do it the Apple way, right? So
Yep.
just by the fact that they're poaching these employees, they're inherently getting that Apple development, right? Maybe the employees don't know that that's what's happening. Maybe it's a subconscious thing that comes out, but they're definitely getting that hardware from them, and it's like if I've been playing basketball all my life, right, and then you take me to freaking I don't know where's the country they don't play basketball. Whatever country they
Probably,
don't play
probably,
basketball, and
probably
you ask me to
Alaska.
coach.
Yeah,
No, they
Alaska.
probably definitely play it because that's the United States. But let's say I'm at some remote country in Africa and you ask me to coach. I'm going to coach them the way that I learned, right? Like, I'm
Okay,
not going to change that.
so yes, you're right about that. That's not what they're talking about here, though, Quasi. They're talking about like trade Apple processes and secrets and future products that's going to be released. Like that part of it is the biggest issue I think we have with this because so like this guy probably knows the next 5 iPhones coming out and Macs and so on and so on. And like you not only brought in this engineer, right, and several others. Johnny Ive is also working with OpenAI. So you're bringing like a really big A team from Apple to a different company to make a competitive product that's coming out before. So I'm not sure when it's coming out actually. But you're doing all of this, it seems like intentionally just to say to Apple, screw you. I mean, it's, Johnny Ive, when he was with Apple, it was a phenomenal time period in everybody's lives for what he did for Apple. And now you're just bringing, like, Apple over to OpenAI to do that stuff. That's kind of like a slap in the face in my head. So, and, I'm not sure how Johnny feels about this, too. That's another good question. He's kind of silent about all this. But what I'm getting at is it's not the processes from day to day that they're bringing over and some, workflows that they did. It's like, I want to know what Apple's cooking right now. I need to know what's happening so we can make something to compete with them. It seems like to me, this is just my opinion, that this person was instructed and poached for the very reason of getting that information. I'm curious to see if they even keep him after this. They got the information they needed. Maybe they just say, you know what? Yeah, for good PR, we're going to say we're going to fire you because you did all this. And then we're not going to be the ones in the heat you are. That's something that's going to probably happen. If that happens, you know exactly what's going on then. So I guess my point is, all this happened, right? Now, we get into the first topic. So the Apple lawsuit reveals how its former employees now work for OpenAI. And as Quasey said, it's 400 employees. That is a good chunk of people that now work for OpenAI. Now, the point of this is, my question is, what is OpenAI going to be doing to these employees for the competition? Is it going to be a Mac kind of device? Is it going to be an AR/VR headset? Is it going to be just software side of things? Like, what's their overall goal with this employee acquisition?
Yeah, so I mean, I wish I had any idea whatsoever, but I think that the main thing is they really want to, because everybody knows OpenAI is trying to move to hardware, because the software part, it's good, but if you can combine the two, sort of like how Apple combines the two, you'll be rolling in the big bucks, So,
well, they do something, right? Because I remember a time, Quasey, when I first heard of like OpenAI, right, and ChatGPT and stuff like that, right? It wasn't too long ago, to be honest, and it was like the AI to get. There wasn't any competitive ones that made sense. They were kind of crap and all this other stuff. You see, like what it could and couldn't do. But OpenAI kind of started this massive AI like start back up, if you want to call it that, because it's not a new AI, right? It's been around for years, but they kind of really just changed the whole perspective of how AI is going to be used and stuff like that, right? So we fast forward to today, when it kind of feels like OpenAI is like in the dust. You have so many others in the market right now that do various different things, and you have ones that are kind of known for doing specific things well, like Claude's for coding, and then you have Gemini for mostly everything. And you have other ones for image creation, video creation, so on. It's saturated market right now, right? So I don't think people are saying right now that OpenAI has got everything in the bag. They are falling behind, and they're doing something to stay afloat because they are losing money every single day. And now with 400 more employees, that's not helping that at all. So this is probably their push to get back in the industry, and we got to see what that's going to be. But, do you think with now this lawsuit and stuff, is that going to change what they plan? Because now the general consumer is going to know from this article what they're doing, is that going to persuade them not to even just work with them at all and cancel everything that they have with them? I don't know. I mean, does this change with you, Quasi? If you pay for, would you stop?
I'm lost.
You're lost.
Can you repeat
How?
the question, please?
So with what they're doing with Apple, right? Poaching employees, they're not really the best AI anymore as a whole, and just current events that's going on. Does that sway you to like cancel them if you're paying for it?
GPT 5.5 is absolutely just, it tears through everything. Right? So I have a friend named Justin. You've met Justin, right?
I have.
And Justin pays for Claude, and he pays for ChatGPT, whatever the really good tier is. I think he pays for like Pro, and as you know, I pay for Gemini Pro. So when we work together, our workflow is just, I'm not saying we're using AI for the entire thing, but when we do go to AI, it's just he's doing vibe coding right now, right? And granted, that takes a lot of AI credits. But he's going between ChatGPT 5.5 and Claude, and he's doing really well. He's making things that look great. So, they're both really good. So I don't think I would stop paying for ChatGPT at this point in time. However, like if you're already paying for it, I'd say keep paying for it. However, I'm a Gemini user through and through, right? I like Gemini because first and foremost, its ability to actually watch videos rather than just kind of analyze what's going on in like the waveforms. I think that's really helpful for the stuff that I do. I'm big on music. I send my music to Gemini all the time. Like if I played my piano that day and I happen to record it, I send it to Gemini. I'm like, hey, can you give me feedback on this? And you know what? I gotta say, when Gemini starts giving me the feedback, it usually starts with, hey, this is so great, right? And then I remember one time, because, usually it kind of follows that line. Yeah, but Quasi, this is great. You did this, and this well. Here's what you can do to make it better, right?
So it's kind of like a producer in Hollywood. I love it. It's fantastic. In case you have to change.
Yeah. But one time, it was like, oh, it seems that your skill has taken a massive drop off. And I was like, oh, so I suck today. Yeah, I mean, it just gave it to me blunt. So that's one thing that I like about Gemini. So that's, like, I pay for the yearly subscription so I don't have to worry about it every month. It's no more than the price of, it's actually less than the price of AirPods Pro, which, I've paid for the yearly subscription once, and I'm going on my fourth pair of AirPod Pros, so I think it's worth it.
Like, for me, and I've not tried every single one. Like, I tried Copilot, right? And it's okay. It's gotten better. But Copilot's egregiously expensive, first off, if you pay for it. But the thing I think
it's so expensive because nobody's paying for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's funny how Copilot can code stuff for you, but Microsoft still uses Claude to do stuff. That to me is so funny. But besides all that, I used something yesterday. So there was this town board meeting, and I just wanted to watch it because a coworker's grandma is a mayor of a local town close by.
Oh,
and
that's cool.
They're known to have some of the most like, let's just say, what's the best way to phrase this without making people upset? They tend to have a very angry and controversial like discussion board meeting, if you want to put it that way. And I kind of want to see the juicy parts, right? So I'm asking Gemini, and I know YouTube is by Google, so I'm asking it which parts of this video is like where it gets a little bit spicy and gets gets a little bit out of hand. And it knew like the duration of this to this is these people getting so mad at the mayor or these individuals and so on, right? And it's interesting that it does that so fast as well. And I know that Google owns YouTube. I get that, right? But at the same time, to have that information almost immediately is something that's just, to me, crazy. And it gives you like a summary of what that's going to be about. So, like, in my opinion, currently, like the overall stuff that I want to use AI for, Gemini does very well. Is it the
I
best?
agree.
It might not be. But it's, man, it gives you so much stuff. Not to
It's
mention,
great.
you get 5 terabytes of cloud storage, which is a good start. So,
It's a good start. No, it's a great start. That's more. So I'm realizing. Okay, so you guys wouldn't know this, but yesterday I had to wipe my entire Mac. It was a very sad moment in my life, right? But I had to do it for 2
sorry.
reasons. All right. First and foremost, my system data was sitting at 300 gigabytes, and you can't delete anything from system data. It was getting on my last nerve. And then second, my Premiere Pro, which is very important for all the video editing that I do, was just crashing. And then I switched to Final Cut Pro, and it was crashing too. Granted, DaVinci Resolve did not crash, but out of the three, I'm objectively the worst at DaVinci Resolve because I don't know any of the shortcuts. So, unfortunately, I had to wipe my Mac and roll it back to macOS Tahoe, which is still a great operating system. All I'm really missing is the new Siri, which is like the coolest feature, but I'm not upset. Anyhow,
But you have your phone,
when I
though,
was,
right? So you have it somewhere.
yeah, like I'm not missing it too much. But when I was, before I did that, I backed everything up to iCloud. And I realized I'm only using about 800 gigabytes of my 2 terabyte subscription, right? Then I went and looked at my Google Drive, right? Now, I am not a man who uploads everything to Google Drive, or so I thought. My Google Drive is sitting at almost a terabyte. I'm not entirely sure what I'm putting in there, right? I'm gonna look today. I'm gonna find out. It's probably a lot of videos of me playing the piano. I just bought a bass. I don't know if those videos are uploading there too, but we're going to find out. And if we find anything funny, we'll bring it to the podcast.
Okay. That's good. Anyway,
Right.
though, just with this, though, it does pose some concerns, I think, for me as well. Not trying to be Apple sheep here, but, you know, it's kind of shady what they did, and you cannot say that it's not. I mean, it's one thing to poach employees, but at the same time to steal secrets is just not okay. And that'll go for anybody. If they did this to Samsung or Google, I would be the same way. So, yeah.
All right.
Alongside of that, we had to talk about, the very next thing.
You lost me in the whoosh sound effect. When you say the very next thing, are we keeping on this Apple OpenAI thread or?
Yeah,
All right,
because
so
this is
let
a
me take it.
continuation.
Yeah. So basically, according to Mac Rumors, specifically their citing of Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, from now on, they're the way OpenAI is gonna have to hire is gonna make Apple employees have to think twice about jumping ship. First and foremost, Apple security team will be scrutinizing, and I mean scrutinizing, any Apple employee that wants to, go ahead and hop over. And then here's the biggest thing: OpenAI has really shot themselves in the foot, like Adam has said, right? Because here's what you'll realize: Apple has a massive amount of influence over all the consumer electronic manufacturers in Asia, right? They have ties with Samsung. They have ties with what's the chip manufacturer? The chip manufacturer.
TSMC?
You guys know what I'm
TSMC?
talking. Yeah, TSMC. Who makes their displays? I think that's Samsung.
Samsung.
They have a lot of reach over there, right? And it only takes one call from I guess until September it's going to be one call from Tim Cook, but after that, just one call from the Apple executives, and it's like, okay, now we're blacklisted. OpenAI is going to have to pay a massive amount of money to even get their stuff on those supply chains. On top of that, any design that looks anything like Apple's designs, like just remotely, I mean, if their cameras are clustered, right? If they have a board that has similar architecture, it's wraps, right? Apple's going to start just suing them right away. And finally, despite these mounting obstacles, sources are indicating that OpenAI still plans to announce its first hardware device later this year and release it in 2027. And they kind of want an iPhone-style device, but their first release is supposed...
Is crazy.
Which one?
Doesn't that... So, that is like their whole plan, it seems like, right?
Yeah.
To make a device, make an iPhone rival, and use Johnny Ive's influence with this, right, for product design.
If you can't beat them, join them.
And then you have Apple's 600 employees you brought over to do just this. Now, here's the thing. We know there are lots of devices that look like an iPhone, have kind of features of an iPhone, and it doesn't turn out well for them to be the market leader in sales of smartphones. There's a reason why people choose an iPhone over other devices. That's the first thing to note, okay? So if they're expecting to jump in this industry, to try rival Apple, it might work for them. You have to do a lot of stuff to make it polished very well. It works well. They're going to probably have to use Android OS, which is going to be an adjustment because it doesn't quite meet the iPhone and Apple standards of quality. So when you do stuff like that, you ask yourself, what do they bring to the table, or they're going to bring to the table, that's going to make Quasi and Adam jump ship? Not saying we're going to jump ship, I'm saying that's the kind of mentality you have to have. What can I do to make everybody that has an Apple iPhone, for instance, come to the OpenAI iPhone? Okay? I don't know what they're going to do. No one does. Well, people do. I'm saying no one right now has that leaked information that's going to give us that right now. So the question is it going to be that good where we jump ship? Probably not. The sad part about this entire thing is this. If their goal was to just make an iPhone rival, okay, overall, and they just completely flop that, that's going to be so much money for R&D, bring people over, and everything else. It's going to go down the toilet. And what then do they have? You know? Because they're dumping so much money into this. It has to work. It has to work well. But do you think, Quasi, they're going to make the next phone that's going to make us go, wow, Apple is just too far behind this. This is where it's at.
Absolutely
is that what they're going to do?
Absolutely.
That's my point. That's my point. So it takes so many decades in research and development that you had to wow people that much because no one's done it. No one has yet made a device that I'm like, I kind of want that more in Apple. I mean, you have the, oh my gosh, what's the big one that's like the right on the iPhone that has like the LED back to it? The Nothing phone. They really tried hard, and I like the RGB and the lights. I like that a lot, but it's just not the same. Because here's the biggest reason, Quasi. Hardware is only half of it. Software is a massive part of why people switch. I wouldn't say right now people switch to an Android because of hardware, because it's really close to being the same as an iPhone anyway, right? It's the software side of things. It's what makes it happen more than anything else, I think. So if they're not going to be able to do that side of it well, it's not going to work. I mean, what are your thoughts, Quasi? I mean, do you think they have enough backing now from people?
Absolutely not. I don't think they
I don't either.
I don't think they have enough. It's not so much the hardware, because they have a lot of hardware guys now. You know, they have 400 Apple employees. I think it's the software aspect, because right now OpenAI is only known for one app, right? One tiny piece of software. They haven't made any operating systems that we're fans of. Like, we haven't seen them put an operating system on a phone. We haven't seen them do anything like that. So I don't know. Maybe they have something great in store for us. Maybe They don't. We'll just have to wait till 2027 to find out. Or actually, later this year, they should be announcing it. So,
Here's my thing. I don't like the way they're approaching this. I think I'm going to, out of spite, intentionally avoid this at all costs. Because here's the other part, too. Right now with iOS 27, we have a bunch of AI integrations. And I like AI, it works great and stuff. But at the same time, there are people right now that's boycotting AI as a whole because they don't like what's happening with the globe, right? You have people that have water, the electricity costs, the list goes on with this. So if you have that demographic of people that you're trying to sell to, from an AI company making a hardware device, is that going to be they're going to defer from that device because it's AI focused? That's the next question. And is there a variant that's not AI focused, which there probably won't be because it's OpenAI, that draws that other crowd to it? Good questions. I don't know. But at the same time, I'm going to probably boycott it because of just this very reason why they're making it. There's nothing wrong with making a competitive iPhone, right? That's not what we're saying the issue is. Competition's great in an industry, it's actually required.
oh, for sure.
So people have the drive to do better. That part's not what I'm upset about. I'm upset at the way they're doing it. Why couldn't they just get their own engineers, right? Maybe you find some people that are like, I have a great idea for a phone that's going to be the next iPhone, right? It's going to be better, and I have some software guys with me. It's going to make it happen with me. Why can't they get some people like that as a whole to compete with them? Samsung does it, so does Google and everybody else. That's what makes it good competition, where you have the drive from people that want to do better, and it's not poaching employees to do that very thing. That's the point I'm trying to make. Do this without doing the bad way. You're taking the low road, and people realize that, and that's something you're going to have on your shoulders the rest of your life. So if they would have done that way, it would have been a different discussion completely, but they didn't. So That's my point, and I'm not just trying to say I'm an Apple sheep here. I'm just saying this happened with Xbox or Sony or whatever. It'd be the same discussion. And I just don't like the way they're doing this personally. I hope that it doesn't work well for them and they get the backlash that they deserve. So Anyway, let's shift topics away from the OpenAI stuff. We talked about that too long, Quasey. Did you know that the M7 Ultra chip from Apple, it's coming out very soon, and the MacBook Ultra, and Quasey's going to share his screen really quick too, so you can see this. It is a beast of a device. It actually looks very nice. It's going to potentially have, Quasey, 1.5 terabytes of maximum capacity for RAM. Now, what I gotta say about that is you gotta start somewhere, right? If you're gonna start with RAM, you might as well start with something that can control and work with Chrome and everything else. If you don't, you're just gonna fall behind. It's just
barely gonna be able to run with Chrome.
I know. Could you imagine a Neo with 1.5 terabytes of RAM?
Yeah,
it'd be like the whole motherboard.
Fathom. Like
Speaking of Neo,
or 1.5 terabytes of RAM.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to cost you about $3,500 or $3,000. I'm so bad at reading numbers, guys. $35,000, right? It's like $25 per additional gigabyte. So it's not looking cheap. But if you have the money, this will run Chrome perfectly. I promise. Like, I actually have zero doubt in my mind that you will have no issue getting 3 Chrome tabs open.
It will run Chrome, but you know how Chrome is. Whatever you have for RAM, it takes about 80% at all times. So I think it would still use 80% of this RAM. It's Chrome.
That'd actually be very impressive for Chrome. To be able to use 80% of 1.5 terabytes of RAM. That'd be
with that much RAM, you can have like 5 tabs open up with no issues. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I was just saying.
This is monumental. All I say though, I would love to have that as RAM And I want that on my phone too. Can we just do that on my phone too? Is that possible?
Not in the near future. Not anywhere close.
The iPhone 19. You know, I didn't think we'd see an iPhone with 2 terabytes of storage. Look where we're at.
Okay,
You know?
but where are they going to fit in that much RAM? Your phone's going to be huge.
Just use WinZip, you know? Just compress it. I don't know.
That makes sense.
Anyway, that is a monumental change, which is nice. The downside is the cost, you know? Yes, you can go up to 1.5 terabytes of RAM, but, like, I think 4 people might buy this. Pixar, and probably one more company besides that, because rendering movies now takes a lot of RAM. Quasi, what are your thoughts with that much RAM? I mean, is that something that do you welcome that concept with Apple on the next Mac?
Mean, I love how customizable it is. You can get anywhere from that little RAM to I think the lowest you can go with the Mac Pro is 64. Or sorry, the is it a Mac Pro? Yeah, it is a Mac Pro. I think the lowest you can go with that is 32 gigabytes of RAM. No, sorry, I just said 64. So, like, that's a nice little range. And, you know, here's the thing. Somebody's going to look at this and be like, oh my gosh, $35,000? I'm not going to buy that. Good for you. It's not for you, right? The people who are buying these are genuinely doing, like, some crazy stuff. So, am I going to buy it? No, that's a car. That's a new house, right? I'm not going to buy that in computing power. But somebody will because they need that power, you know? And it's going to last them maybe until the dinosaurs come back. Like, it's going to last them a long time. So, I think it's a great purchase for the people who need it.
My question, sorry to cut you off, is let's say I start with 64 gigs of RAM, which is a good starting point. I like that. And I want to upgrade later on. Is it going to be soldered in where I can't upgrade myself?
It's most likely going to be unified, yeah. That's just where Apple's at right now. They've been doing but like unified RAM.
They kind of really do that in devices that you can't open up, right? So like a laptop and stuff, right? That's they kind of do that. I don't like the soldering of RAM. There's only one reason for that. It's because you can't change it, and it requires Apple to do so or you buy another device. I wish it wasn't. I wish it was like a Windows laptop or Linux. You just open up and there it is. You can swap it if you need to. What if one of the chips just breaks and you need to replace it? Like, that's the thing that I'm talking about here. So they should change that, like today even, and that'd be a lot better. But the potential to have 1.5 terabytes of RAM is insane and wonderful. But it doesn't really tell us how much storage you can actually get to and how many slots of NVMe you'll have. And that's where it comes down to also. If I have 1.5 terabytes of RAM, I want to have like 30 terabytes of storage or more, you know? That's my thing. So we'll see how it kind of rolls out. But these are also used for servers, mind you, too. Now, there's not a lot of servers probably using this, but they can. And that's the cool thing about it. So I like it. It's like a very tall Apple TV with like awesome handles, and guess what? It looks like it does include those legs. That's really cool too. Before, like the wheels of the MacBook cheese grater did not come with that. It was really expensive. Remember, that's like $400.
The wheels were like $400, yeah.
But you know what? I've heard not one person say that I have these and they suck. No one has.
No, there's some really, really, really nice wheels.
Yeah, so like at least if you're gonna pay for it, it's worth it. You know, like it is worth it. Quasi, here's an odd question, completely off topic from this. Do you have the Apple polishing cloth?
No, I do not. But it's only $30.
20.
It's only $20.
Yeah, it's kind of expensive. I get that. I received one as a gift once. I didn't know who it was from, so that was interesting.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was a little inside joke at the office, and for my birthday, I got in the mail. I'm like, I didn't order this. So I'm like calling Apple. I'm like, I don't know if someone like mistakenly put my address, and they're trying to set return. And I brought something to the office. Like, oh yeah, I got that for your birthday. I'm like, you didn't like say nothing, so I didn't know what was going on here. And it was like an inside joke, but it's actually pretty nice. I like it. I had 2 of them now.
Oh, nice.
And actually, every single Mac that comes out, an iPhone and iPad, and that's it, I think. No, HomePods too. It's compatible with all of them too. They update every single year the compatibility list. So I'm glad. I don't want to get to the point where I can't use this anymore.
Yeah.
Like I don't want a chipset to come out and it's not supported anymore. So that's what we're aiming for. Anyway, though, I'm happy to see this. It's quite nice. It's matching the 2019 MacBook Pro, so it's actually really nice. If we get one, we'll let you know. If Apple wants to send one to us, we'll let you know. Like, we'll test the hell out of this thing. Trust me.
I promise you I will. You know how many things I'm gonna run at once? Oh, you got no clue how many things I'm gonna run at once.
Grace is gonna be editing like 6
I'm gonna
videos
edit
at the same
4.
time.
Yeah, you know how many screens that supports? Like I'm gonna have all like Apple. If you just want, let me petition Tim Cook right now. Hey Tim, you're leaving office soon, right? I've been your biggest supporter since day one. Right? When you came out as the first gay CEO, I was right there cheering you on. Right? True story. Right? Now you can cheer me on and give me just give me the full suite of Apple devices. Actually, I don't even need the full suite. If you want to just give me the highest end Mac and the monitors, I will be eternally grateful. I will build you a statue and etch your name into the history books, even though they're already being etched.
Queese will come back to Xbox if you do it, Tim. I'm just saying, it's all great stuff.
I don't know about that one, but speaking of Xbox, hey Adam, did you see that Xbox is doing a new disc to digital thing? And I've got to be honest, I'm very jealous.
So that's what you're talking about earlier, huh?
This is what I was talking about.
The reason
earlier.
why, so I omitted that because of one thing. It's a rumor. It's most likely very true, but I didn't want to fully bring it up until we knew more information. But we'll bring it up. That's fine. Let's do this. So this is a plan from Xbox before the whole Sony fiasco. Let's put that out there. The good thing about this is people are assuming when they first heard about this that they're going to kill discs like Sony. That's not what they're saying here. What they're saying is I have this Xbox disc and we're converting to a digital game, which means not just like it is now, you buy a disc, you put in your Xbox, now the game is saved on your Xbox. It's not the same thing at all. This means that game is on your account with Xbox. It converts that from that physical format to digital. So that way, it's like you bought in the Xbox store. Great thing about that is, let's say you bought this game on a crazy sale on eBay or GameStop or wherever, right? It's like $6, usually $50. Now I have that game that's fully digital, like I've never even bought it disc-wise at all. The question I have, though, is, with that disc, let's say I do that, right? I convert it to digital. Then I pass it over to Quasi. He does the same thing. How is it going to limit that? There has to be.
Yeah, I'm sure there's like something of code on the car or on the disc or something like that.
But there's not now. That's the thing. They don't have that in place now. It's just like you just have it. So the current way now is if I hand you that same disc, it puts on your Xbox and you can still play it, right? So what's the way they're going to do that, right? There's going to be, this isn't going to be all rainbows and horses and whatnot, right? There's going to be something with that. But it's a great concept because you know what? If Xbox had any plans to stop the disc stuff, right, like Sony is, it would just do so bad for them. It would not be well in the hearts of Xbox fans to do something like that. As you see, Sony fans and non-Sony fans are having an eruption of anger, right? And now Sony's stock is dropping, and it's interesting. Did you see this crazy too that the CEO of Sony so many of his shares after they did this stuff? It's kind of interesting that he's doing that. There might have been a plan there. I don't know about that. I get it, right? I mean, when I buy a game, I buy it digitally. That's what I do now. I'm not opposed to disc. I know when I go into the Xbox store or Steam store, it's in stock. That's really the biggest reason why. I don't want to go all the way to a store, get the game in a disc. It may or may not be there, and then I bring it home. I have to still basically copy part of the game to the actual console, and then it has to still download the rest of the game to the console because the discs are only 100 gigs each. that whole process to me makes no sense because I can just download it from the store and I have it. For me, that makes more sense in my head. But at the same time, I understand the disc need. It's a part of I own this. It's my collection. I have the physical disc set like that. That to some people is great because when it comes off the store from Xbox and Sony, guess what? I still got it. Like that's the whole point people are making. I get that point. But for me, for out of convenience, I'm buying it usually digital format. That's just me. Maybe it's not you. But this conversion thing is actually pretty nice. And I don't see Sony doing this. Even if they did right now, it wouldn't save them from what they've already caused for pain and suffering, Quasi. It just wouldn't. What are your thoughts?
I just disagree with that statement. I don't think.
What do you mean? Do you think that if they did this,
pain and suffering?
What do you mean, Quasi? You cannot tell me there's not been an overabundance of pissed off Sony fans with this announcement.
Yeah, I mean they're upset, but there's no pain and pain and suffering. I think we're throwing around that term a little bit, don't you think?
I think you're wrong.
Pain and suffering is what happened to me when Belgium beat the U.S. That was pain and suffering. Right?
But do
what
you
Sony
think...
did was a minor inconvenience, especially
no, it's more than minor.
I don't have a singular physical game. I've used my disc port once, and it was to watch a movie.
But Quasi, the whole point is this. If you had the game digitally, and Lil Joshy said you said bad words to him and said that his mom needs to go fall in a ditch and die, and you get banned, and you have no more of these games, without a disc, it's a rebuy of everything. That's the biggest thing. Not only that, let's say you bought the collector's edition that has like a hard steel book and a map, and maybe you get this little coin or something, right? Something that just it's like a part of your nostalgic part of this purchase, right? Maybe this game is like, man, I played this when I was a kid, and I have this, and it's a part of my collection. Like, oh, I really like this. That's going away. That's the whole point. You don't have the option to enjoy such things anymore. It's going away. And they think for some reason that it's going to save them money. It doesn't. It just doesn't, because now you have to pay consistently for more cloud storage, transfer speed, CDN networks, everything else. That's the whole point. But I also buy digital primarily as well. Like you weren't part of that time period, Quasi, is what I'm trying to say. Like when I was younger, go with my parents to the store, getting that game from Walmart or Target or Best Buy, it was a part of something. I could take that cartridge or disc and put it into my PlayStation and play it now. There wasn't like, another 25 to 30 minutes after it gets done downloading and patch and all this other stuff. I can play it. I could go get a Nintendo, Game Boy Color game or Advance and put it in my system and I started playing it now. That was like, for us, something special. And that's going away. Do you see my point, Quasi? It's taking away something that we used to enjoy quite a lot. And like to say, hey friend, this Pokemon Gold or Silver game is really fun. You should try it. Well, I don't have the money right now because mom and dad have a lot of bills right now. Well, you know what? I'm at a point in my life I can just let you borrow my game so you can just try it yourself. And then you see a tears go down his face because it's such a good game. Like that is going away. That's my point. And you know what? It takes one company to do that in the industry, and the rest follow suit. And then guess what? The option for that is just gone. And that is the whole point of this, Quasi. What if you went on eBay and bought it for $6, but the digital version's 10? You have to wait for the right time to get cheap with a sale for digital. You might not have to wait that long for a disc because some kid just beat it and now just wants to sell it because he's done with it, right? Now you see that issue. That's the biggest one people are making online. I get you're not part of the generation, Quasi. You were probably when you were really young, probably experienced disc stuff or cartridge, but
I was only
really.
Cartridges because I had exclusively DSs.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? You bought that, you plugged it in, and that's it.
I didn't have any friends who I was allowed to share my games with. My mom actually, I just made it sound like really sad, but I wasn't allowed to leave my house. Right? My parents did not want me out in the streets, which is
Like,
why they got me the DS.
I remember when I was younger in school at recess time after lunch, right? You go out with your Game Boy Colors. For me, it was more Game Boy Advances, right? The SPs and stuff. And you're like, man, we all play Pokemon together. And you say, oh, I have gold. Here's my silver one. Here you go. And let people play it. Like, that community, like, gaming time together was amazing. You trade Pokemon together. You battle together. That was so fun. And that's kind of like something you don't even hear about anymore. It's really sad. But it was just something that that's the biggest point of this is they're changing that. But you have Xbox now trying to save themselves because they're kind of going in the pits too with some things. They made some bad press right now recently too, and this has not been fully announced yet, but it's coming very soon, and I want to see how they're going to put that in place. And that to me is awesome. It's not a bad thing. People like this, and Sony. Here's the biggest part: they have said nothing. They said what they're going to do. There's a lot of backlash. You got to say something to people to either explain why you're doing this or to comfort them, maybe explain why digital's better, something instead of nothing. That's like your mom when you're younger taking, their belt and just smacking you across the butt and walking away and you have no clue what you did wrong. You see how you want to know why. And there's not a why. There's speculation, but there's not an actual statement from Sony, and that is awful. If you're going to do that, they know why they're doing this, but say it. Give them some reason for this. Would you expect that at least to be from Sony and Quasi? Do you want to know why they're doing this, or do you just not care?
They explained to us why they're doing it.
No, they're not. They did not.
Yes, they did. They told us that the consumer trends show that we're moving in a direction where people only buy digital games, and it's true.
That was a part of the initial post. That's not what I'm asking for. I'm asking for, I said I'm doing this. Here's a political reason why I'm doing this. And there's so much backlash and comments and discussions and everything. After all that is when I need an explanation to combat what was said. That's what we're all asking for. I'm not a Sony fan per se to that degree, but I want to know why too. Okay, you got what you wanted. You're doing your thing. There is conglomerate people saying that this is bad because of this. Explain why what you said is not as bad as you thought it might have been. Do something to ease that. Maybe the reason why Quasi got hit in the butt is because you're not supposed to throw mayonnaise jars at the friends. You can't get that upset where you say, I'm taking some miracle, I'm going to throw it at you because you're beating Pokemon, right? Okay, that was bad. I know it's bad. Or, maybe this digital thing's not as bad as people are thinking it is. Maybe, there's a reason why they're doing this. That's what we need. The explanation of after the backlash. Not that before the backlash. I can say whatever I want for the reason for it. But when you get that much negative press, you have to respond. To make it somewhat more bearable to see what's going on. Is that too much to ask, I guess?
I don't think so.
If Apple tomorrow said out loud, guys, we're making some changes at Apple. We are killing off all AirPods, and we're also going to remove all iPads. Oh no, we're killing off all iPads. And we really hate the iPad mini out. Quasi's going to what the hell is going on?
Yeah, mini? I'd be very upset.
But if they said that, and they said, future trends are showing that people love the better iPads, and for sure, people that aren't getting the Pro Maxes need to go, drop dead because the Pro Max iPhone's the best iPhone, and so on, and I'm out. You want to know what the hell is going on at Apple. Why are they not keeping the Pro models? Because the Pro Max is not what I want. Maybe it's what Adam wants, not me. And my iPad mini, I love that iPad mini. It's the best iPad. What's going on at Apple? And they say nothing. Well, would you not just have some what is going on?
I think the situation is a little bit different. You're talking about just removing an entire hardware, right? All Sony's
That's
doing
what
is
they're
removing.
doing too.
Listen, it's not like you can't get the same thing, right? If they removed all of the iPad Mini, okay, I can no longer own an iPad Mini, right? It's not that you can't own the game anymore. You're still gonna own the game, right? You can still play it. You can still use it. Sure, you're gonna own just a digital license now, but it's still your game
But what
until
if
they
they did
decide it's
this?
not.
Oh, that disc you have? We don't really recognize that as a license. You have to buy it through us again.
That would be unfortunate, but I don't think I think that Sony has something in the plans for that. Also, it's not like first and foremost, if you have a disc, here's what's gonna happen, right? You take out the disc from the little thing, the disc holder thing that you have it in. You put it in your PlayStation. You play the game,
You
right?
don't.
It's not like they're not turning off the disc drive, Adam. That's just not what's happening.
But that's not what happens. The
They're
disc
not turning off the disc
has
drive.
partial game. You still have to download it.
Yeah, and you will download the game. It's not going to say that you can't download it anymore.
For
That'd
now.
be that'd be stupid. They're just
Okay,
not
here's my
doing that.
point. This is something that people said in the background that might happen. Okay? Let's say that Quasi's friend bought 2K, right? He bought the disc, he's got it. Great. He has put that game into his PS5, right, from the disc, and now that's like it transfers his account, does all this stuff, right? Now, what if that disc is rendered useless? And now he doesn't really know this is happening, right? Because it's been activated, per se, right? The license has been used. And now he sells that game online on eBay, and Quasi happens to buy it, right? Oh my gosh, 2K is only $15 for the disc? I'm getting it. I like it. Quasi gets it, puts it into his PS5. It says there's no valid license because it's been used already. Oh, now things changed. That's
I just don't know if it's going to
potentially,
happen like that.
that's the rumor state that they're going to be doing that. They're going to change things around so the disc has a license, but only for one use. How they're going to do that, I have no idea. That's the next phase. That this is a rumor, by the way, that they're working on. They're just making it worse and worse and worse. You're going to come back to Xbox Wasting when you see what they have in plans. Sony is making moves not just in the gaming sector, but as a company wide that's not good. They're not making the full-blown Sony OLED TVs anymore. They're going to parse it out to other companies now. Not good. They're changing how their licensing was for movies. What you had before for digital whatever is just no longer a thing. Bad thing. Sony thing happening with PlayStation with the disc thing. Overall, it's not the worst thing that can happen, but people that are true fans of disc are pissed about it. And now they're doing more and more things in the future with things. And I don't know. It's a bad trend they're working on, and they're doing it and not caring about the consumer. None of these choices that they're doing is because of consumer feedback. It's like, we're doing this, we don't care what you guys
I
think.
just disagree with that statement.
They're not. No one has been going to Sony saying, guys, I want discs gone for good. I can't stand them. When I look at them, it makes my heart pound. No one's asked them to do this, and they're doing it because they want to do it, because it's cheaper for them and it saves them money. It's not for the consumer's sake. It's not. That's my point. If they're saying, hey, Sony, maybe don't discontinue your games on Steam so I can play them and not have a PS5, and they're doing that, they're just doing what they want because they think that they're doing great. They're going on a bad trend, is what I'm trying to say. I'm talking probably too much in this episode. You gotta talk some more, Quasi.
I mean, like
Does
I said,
that change anything?
I still disagree with you.
You're wrong.
I feel the same way about you, but it's
How?
because first and foremost, you made the argument that Sony did not give a valid reason. I think it's an extremely valid reason. What are companies there to do at the end of the day? They're there to make a
Money.
profit, right? And if this is gonna still get, because it's okay for the small percentage of people who buy all of their games on disc. I guarantee you nobody in the world is doing that, all right? For the small percentage of people who buy all their games exclusively on disc, first and foremost, why are you doing that? Because we talked about it before any of these changes happened. You put the disc in the thing and you still got to download 90% of the game, right? The disc, it can't hold enough, right? And by not having developers have to limit themselves to trying to put everything on a disc, you know how much that opens up? Not only that, but now those developers don't have to spend extra money going out and finding somebody to create the discs for them and then put it on the disc and whatnot. And it saves everybody a lot of time and money, right? And it's not like that change is happening today. It's not like that change is even happening next year. That change is a year and a half off. Right? You have time to adjust beforehand. If they just sprung it on me and said that today we're getting rid of all discs, okay, wow, that's moving fast. I can understand that. But you have over a year and a half to get ready.
Can I just bring us one thing up? And this is not a topic we have. So we do know that, let's just say, a 4K UHD disc from Blu-ray currently is capped at 100 gigabytes for a triple layer capacity. As of this week, Kwesi, Folio Discs from Photonics, I think is what the company is making a disc that's for sure coming out that's going to have a capacity of 1 terabyte for a disc, equivalent to a 10-layer 4K UHD disc from Sony, right? So, if a disc,
how expensive do you think that one disc is going to be?
It's $3 per terabyte, so about $3 to buy it.
So okay, so you're a manufacturer. You're a manufacturer, yep. Right? And you're going to make this game. Let's say the new Marvel Wolverine game, right? People are pre-ordering this like crazy already, right? And you know there's going to be people that want to buy it on a disc to get the collector's edition, right? 100,000 people want to buy it on the disc. Now you have to pay for the disc, right? You have to pay for the labor of somebody putting those things on the disc, right? And then you have to pay for the actual data to be burned into, well, that shouldn't be too expensive because, you know, you put it on one computer and you start burning it into everything else. But you got to pay for all of that. That's all an additional cost. Right? And the game itself, just to get the developers paid, they got to charge $80 to every person.
It's a one-time cost, though.
It's just not a one-time cost. The more people that want the disc, the more discs you have to buy.
Just like this. Ice Mountain has to put water in this, right? Puts it in a bottle, puts it on the shelf. It does not cost them anything else after this. If you get a disc, you put the content on the disc, you ship it to Target, for instance, right? Once it's on Target shelves, it costs Microsoft or Sony $0 more for that disc.
That's actually just not true at all. You also have to pay for your stuff. Look it up. How much do companies pay to be shown at... Wait, that's not how I want to phrase this.
Are you saying like that they're paying for slots in the store?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is once this disc is made with the content of the game, right?
$5,000 to over $100,000 to have their targets prominently displayed at Target.
You're talking about specific spots in the store. That's not what I'm talking about, Kwesi. I'm talking about as a whole. Once the game is on the disc,
if it's digital, they don't need to do that.
But you're not getting, I guess, the whole point here. Once you put on the disc, it's in the case, it's in the store. That's the cost, right? Now, when someone buys it, it still doesn't cost them anything else to have it. It's at your house. It costs them $0 to have it at your house. Once you buy it, it's in servers. It's a consistent cost every single month, right? Storage, everything else, CDN, traffic, all that stuff. Now, if you can have a terabyte disk, which is actually the same capacity as your entire console these days, right? Or some have 2 terabytes, right? That's one thing to keep in mind. What if, hold the phone, what happens day one of a release of like GTA 6? Everybody is going to have that game downloading, which is going to cause slow speeds of download. And once it's finally there, now there's a lot of traffic to those same servers for online play, right? What if that 800 gig game that now fits on one disk, it's a terabyte, can transfer from the disk right to your console, and it's ready to go. Generally speaking, it's faster to transfer from a disk to your console than it would be from network to your console. The reason why is because your speed is nothing in consideration with this. If you have 8 gigabit at your house for speeds, well, Microsoft and Sony is going to cap that because, well, everybody's not like it, right? They have to cap it so that not everybody's just having slow speeds. So it's faster to go from disk to console. That's a fact too. If the whole thing is 100 gigs it can't fit, well, this new disk type will solve that solution. And it will work currently for the same drives that's in your Xbox and PlayStation now. That's wonderful. So, like, there's a solution to this problem. And they're giving up too quickly, I think. This is my point. Could be wrong. I could be overall just blowing smoke, but this is just what I think. Am I saying that this is the worst thing that's ever happened to Sony? No. But what I'm saying is a good majority of people are not happy about this, and that has to be put in consideration. And it's not by them. That's my point. Right? I don't know. I think that's an issue I think people are having, and they're just not caring. All right. Beyond all that, Kwesi, did you know that Apple is considering making Apple Pencils that not only charge with USB-C, but you can replace the battery?
I did see that, and
that's a turn that I wasn't expecting.
Yeah, it's just that's good. All right. The issue is it's a right to repair thing, right? The only way, if your battery in your Apple Pencil died beforehand, right, you have to take it to a licensed technician to get it replaced. But now, Apple's saying we'll just easily replace it if the battery health degrades to like 10%, like it eventually will. I mean, granted, it's going to take you a fat minute to get your battery health that low.
Yeah.
But this is a good change.
If you're a digital artist or whatever, you use your pencil in school and stuff, this is a great addition because now you have the ability to change it yourself. But, what if it costs, $20 or it's going to be hopefully less than that to get a battery? I like that they're doing this. This is a shift to Apple that I would never expected.
Yeah.
Because of just how they operate.
You know
as
why
a whole.
they're shifting that? Because of the EU. Right? This is another one that the EU is forcing on them.
Okay, but do you...
This isn't a bad force, but...
I don't like what EU's doing overall with things to forcing things, but at the same time, this is kind of a cool thing.
Yeah.
So, it's nice.
I'm not upset with it. I was just letting you know.
Well, I'm not upset either. I like this. It's nice they're doing this. So
you know what else is nice that they're doing? Sorry, I cut you off. But you know how when you like open your AirPods, it like automatically pairs with your phone? Yes. Apple's planning on doing that for like Meta Ray-Bans and Quest headsets and other third-party accessories. Yeah, that's the great time to use Sonic. Yeah, I mean they're doing a lot of great things. So how it's going to work is Apple's going to they're going to allow them to use this thing called a cryptographic session key, which transfers the pairing credentials between Apple devices and those devices. And they're going to be secured by a one-time per accessory user content prompt powered by Apple's accessory setup kit and proximity pairing infrastructure.
Which is so nice. It's so good.
Yeah, it's awesome. And so the launch timeline, we're supposed to see this by spring of next year. So it's coming soon.
I wonder if that has anything to do with what's coming out next year, too, from Apple. Maybe their glasses or something interesting.
Yeah, that could be interesting.
Here's the only issue I have with this accessory kit kind of thing. Why does Apple and iPhone and AirPods as a whole never recognize the AirPods that Kwesi set up, for instance, has been set up for Kwesi's iPhone, and when Kwesi opens up his AirPods on my phone says, "Do you want to set up your AirPods?" It doesn't ever recognize that's been set up already. Do you just notice that?
No.
You just don't. My wife, when she opens up your AirPods, which is paired to her phone,
and then your phone's just in proximity, it'll say not your AirPods?
Well, no, not that. No, it will say, "Do you want to set up your AirPods?" Like, they're already set for my wife's phone. Then she's using them right now. And why is it saying that? That's just a weird thing that I've seen, but it's just kind of a quirky thing that they do. But I like this as a whole. This is really nice. So I'm looking forward to more third-party accessories getting this. Imagine you use this for not just that, but for other headphones, right? Quasi has not headphones from Apple right now. They could use this for it. It's great.
So I'm
great.
actually really close to pulling the trigger on some AirPod Pros. The issue is I've already purchased an Apple device this summer, right? I've purchased my yearly Apple device, but I'm so close to buying my fourth pair of AirPod Pros. Like it's getting real bad.
Well, let me know when you get them. Let me know. All right. Let's go to the next
while
one.
we're on the
This
topic of Meta, though. Hey, did you see that Meta added like that new AI feature where you could take anybody's profile?
I did.
And I immediately turned that off. It was so quick.
You know why I didn't?
Probably the first person.
You know why I didn't do it?
Why didn't you?
You'll never guess. Because on my Instagram app, the exact spot that Instagram and Facebook, whatever people said to go, was just not there for me at all.
You probably got there after they deleted it.
No, the second I saw this it come out, I'm like, I'm getting rid of this now. I'm turning it off. Wasn't available for me at all. But they got rid of it, which is great.
Was your thing updated? If your phone wasn't updated,
I checked.
That's probably it.
I checked my phone and the app. It was all up to date. I don't know what that was all about. It was weird. But it sounds like that 100% of people, not just some, 100% of people didn't want this. And it's different if you add this feature and it was off by default and then you had the choice to turn it on. That's not what it was. It was a on by default option. I don't like that.
Yeah,
people didn't either.
It should be off by default. Like, I don't even know when that would be something that you automatically have turned on.
The difference, though, Quasi, is Meta said out loud, we've heard your feedback.
You know who else?
And this feature missed the mark, so it's no longer available. Sony has not said, we heard your feedback, we might make a change, or here's why we're doing this.
I don't know why you're relating this to Sony. I think you have an unhealthy obsession because you want to play all the exclusives and you're missing out.
There was an uproar and people said, what's going on out like this? And they responded to the feedback.
There was an uproar.
Whether they change or not.
But it wasn't an uproar like we saw for Meta. Right?
No.
Everybody and their mom's grandma was on because this was affecting everybody. If you have any Meta account, you mean to tell me that you... Mind you, I intentionally avoid putting my face out there for AI scramble. Like, Gemini asks me every day, do you want to make an avatar? Do you want to make an avatar? No, I don't want you to have my face. Thank you very much. All right, now I'm going to say somebody's going to clip this and use my face, but I'm just not a fan of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So there was much more of an uproar from that. Or I'll give you another example. This past week, EA College Sports had their EA had their Madden and college football release week, right? And they snuck microtransactions into a single player only mode, right? The community was in shambles. Everybody was like, "Oh yeah, we're not playing this game," right? They started a hashtag. They got a movement going. College football 27 play don't pay, right? And they spoke out and they were so vocal. And guess what? Because of the absolute torrential downpour of negative criticism, they had to get rid of the microtransactions in that mode. They sent out a statement. The first day they were basically like, "Hey, suck it up," right? The next day they put out a very different statement. Let me tell you.
Well, they had
People stopped buying the game. The second I saw those microtransactions, I realized I wasn't paying for that game. But now it's back on the table. I might buy it next month.
We'll see what they do with it.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, Quasi, you want to take the next one? And we got to show them too.
Yeah, I mean...
I was happy to see
I just don't know how the two relate, but I guess speaking of that, let's talk about the Samsung Galaxy Fold.
Yeah, it's the same exact thing.
Yeah, so this is the new Galaxy Fold 8 Ultra, according to PhoneArena.com. If you look here, you can see that there's like a lack of a crease, right? This is not a crease, I swear. This is just like the lighting. Because the crease would be right here. You guys can't see my mouse, I'm realizing. Or maybe you can.
Yeah.
The crease
I
would be
can
like
see
right
it.
here. Right? And this is actually just like insane. Granted, they could have just never folded the phone before. I don't know. But
I
this
just
is
gotta
impressive.
say, that was one of the issues people talked about for years about the Galaxy Folds, is that the crease was so noticeable.
Massive.
They didn't like it. So on, right? Not the biggest issue. People just mentioned this, and now it looks like that the Galaxy Z Fold 8 Ultra is going to fix that problem. Wow, what an impressive thing! That's actually good job for Samsung. I'll give them that.
Yeah, and
Good
it's going
job.
to be like this on the Fold, too, from what we're hearing. So,
Well, isn't the Z Fold the Fold?
sorry, there's a Fold and there's a Flip. It's going to be like this on the
Yes.
Flip.
This one's the Fold. It looks like, right?
Yeah, this is definitely the Fold.
Yeah. Well, good. I mean,
Sorry.
I just gotta give him props. Gotta give him
Maybe
props.
if they
Good
gave
job,
them
Samsung.
names that didn't both start with F and were both 4 letters, I'd have less issues. I always
know.
do this.
It's okay.
It can't
But-
be my fault at this point.
Good job, Samsung. I just want to give them props. That is very
Great job.
impressive. I cannot see any sort. The only way I know that there's a crease is the very edge of the phone. That right there, a little bump thing. Which is, to me, I'll take that over what they had before.
So will you buy this?
I actually, if you can believe it, Quasi, will not buy this at all. I'm just saying, those that will buy it will actually really like this.
If you can believe it, I would not be purchasing this in the slightest. It's not even coming across my desk.
Well, would I take one just to mess with? Absolutely. Is it going to be my everyday carry phone? No. I have issues with Samsung, what they do with that. Like right now, I have my mom's phone. It's the Galaxy Note 5 Plus Ultra, whatever it is called, right? They lock the bootloader, so I can't put any other OS on it, and I can't get any updates. And the phone lasted Quasi until 3 years before it stopped getting updates from Samsung and Google. That's pissed me off mode times 1,000. That is a egregious thing. It's a 3-year-old device that will not get updates.
Yeah, that is unfortunate.
That makes my blood boil. That's what that does. So I can't put a different OS on if I want to mess with Android and whatnot. So, I'm kind of stuck with a 3-year-old device. But other than that, it works pretty nice.
Hey,
And
it's
it
not a 3-year-old
always-
device?
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just completely cut you off. I really want to hear what you were going to say.
All I was going to say was the S Pen I had for the device somehow got lost. It was probably my fault. I'm not saying it's
How do
Samsung's
you
fault.
lose an S Pen?
But-
it slots into the thing.
It just keeps bugging me saying, you have your S Pen? You have your S Pen? You have it? No, I don't have it like in pair mode, nothing. Stop reminding me on a constant basis that the S Pen's missing.
So you're upset that it's reminding you of your failure.
Yeah.
I can.
Okay,
I
if I
can
got a
understand
new
that.
one I'm pairing with it, okay, now mention some stuff. But it's like Quasi playing 2K, and he loses, and his PS5 says, "Man, it really sucked that you lost the game last night, huh?"
Lose?
Constantly.
You got the wrong guy.
I'm just saying, if you did
I
though,
don't
you got
lose.
constantly reminded about it, would you get upset about that?
Yeah, I mean, I hate if you got ever meet me in real life, I'm too competitive for my own good. Like it's
Me
not a
too.
good thing at all, right? And I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the world's greatest loser, right?
I'm not either.
I'm not graceful in defeat.
I
most
know
of the
that
time.
from playing Quasi in the golf game for iMessage.
He
When
just
I
hasn't
beat him,
sent-
he
like
just
I sent him one
I
last
don't hear
week
from
or
him for
a
a
couple
week.
weeks ago, and he just hasn't sent it back. I just put it out there. It's I think he's
I have
scared. He's
got
ducking
nothing from
smoke.
Quasi. He's
Here,
just
let me,
scared.
Let me
It's
actually
okay.
I said to you while we were on the podcast, so you probably didn't
Did
see
you
it 'cause
really?
You have your
I really
your
have
do not
seen
disturb
it.
on. Hold on, I know I sent it. Let me
I
go
just
back
don't
a
think
little
you
bit.
did.
I might be lying. Apparently,
You're definitely lying. It's okay. It's just
I
Quasi
just
realizing that
I
he
know
doesn't
I
beat
sent
me.
you this.
I mean, I know he's beat me before. It has happened, but like twice or something. It's just
It's definitely happened more than twice.
Quasi. I'm going back to like
Yeah,
Last
I'm
year.
also going back. Apparently, I just didn't send it at that point in time.
He's scared. Just admit it.
You
Chris.
know
It's
what,
okay.
Adam? I'm sending it right now. Where's my game pigeon at?
Oh, I love Game
Ladies and
Pigeon.
gentlemen, I will be winning. Like this isn't even
Okay.
like I have what 70 wins in this game, and I barely play it. I'm not worried about losing or winning. Right now, what he really doesn't want to see is me in archery. Right, I do not lose
You'll be
archery.
in archery. I'll give you that. I am not that good in archery. I
I
might
do
get the
not lose
one.
archery.
You'll beat me there.
See, my sister got mad that I won arch. Like, my little sister started sending me cup pong. Right now, the
Okay.
first couple of times I was winning, I was destroying her. Right, then all of a sudden she starts beating me. Right, and it's like
Did you
consistent. I had
did
to
you know
send
that
out archery.
you chose like not pool?
Did I send something other than pool?
You did. You
This
said
is so
golf.
awkward. That's mini golf. This
Because
is
his
so
body
awkward.
knows he's gonna lose. That's all.
Did you know I actually recently paid for the upgraded version of Game Pigeon?
Oh, I've been done that.
Okay, so I'm just not special. That's what I'm hearing.
You are.
Anyhow, while we're talking about games, let me bring up the Lenovo Legion C700, which is a cloud gaming handheld. Oh, Adam sent me mini golf back. So basically, Lenovo has unveiled a device that's basically just built for cloud gaming. Oh my god, what a terrible first shot I just had. It's called the Legion C700, and here's what it looks like. Let me share my screen for you guys. You know, you guys are gonna love this. It looks kind of reminiscent of, you know, a Lenovo Legion. Surprise, surprise, right? But basically, we don't know any of the internal hardware specifications or the pricing, but we can expect this to be significantly cheaper than the regular Legion because it shouldn't be doing any on-device processing. And then also, in addition to that, it's basically the spiritual successor to Lenovo's unreleased cloud gaming thing, the Lenovo Legion Play, that just never got put out to people. So this is the C700.
We know it's gonna have a 7,000 milliamp battery. That's nice. Full HD 7-inch screen, HDR10. That's about all we know with this device. But I'm just, if you want to get in a handheld market and you're always on Wi-Fi, that's kind of a cool little device. Just kind of see what they're going to do with things and see how it rolls out. This is not a leak. This is a post from their Weibo or Webio account.
Yeah, it's definitely some Chinese thing. Wow, that sounds racist. It's a Chinese software that they posted it on, like, the Chinese Twitter. Wow, I'm just making this look worse. I'm gonna just shut up.
Chinese Twitter. It's like a Chinese Facebook, basically, right? Which it's okay. So that's coming out. Let us know if you're gonna get this. If the price is good, and just kind of let us know from there. Okay.
Yeah.
Last thing. This one I was shocked about, and I just want to hear what Kwesi had to say about it. Samsung will kill your health data if you do not consent to AI training. What does that mean, Adam? What does that mean? When you get a Samsung device, let's say you have your Samsung smartwatch, you have your Samsung new Z Fold 8 flip phone or the Fold or whatever it is, and you're like, oh man, I want to get my health in better shape. I want to do some tracking and some analytics. You're going to get a prompt saying you agree to these terms and conditions and AI usage for training, and you can say yes or you can say no. If you say no, you cannot use your Samsung Health data to start with. If you've already been using it and you say no, it will delete it. Ooh, that is kind of bad in like every single way. Every way it's bad. So that means your health data is for sure going to AI and being used for AI training, and who else might be getting it too. That means it's probably not encrypted information, most likely. And my problem with this is, Kwesi, this is big bad. Big bad.
Not small bad. This is
no,
big bad.
It's big
you
bad.
guys should be very worried.
What are your thoughts, Kwesi?
Yeah, I mean, this is not consumer friendly, right? First off, because it's not like, okay, there's some secret opt out that you can do this exploit and get your data. No, it's mandatory. If you don't consent to the use of the health data for AI training and modeling, you're they're just gonna delete it. And this is this isn't like this isn't like a choice thing. It's being seen as a punishment. And here's the thing. Let's say I have my entire health and fitness journey, but I'm also the world's biggest AI hater. The two are going to conflict right here, right? And now I'm going to have to make a decision. Do I have to freaking overgo my morals and do something that I hate? Or am I going to stand my ground and lose my entire journey? Mind you, I was at 700 pounds when I started my journey, right? My data tracked me all the way to now. I'm at 150, right? I think this is a consumer hostile move, right? Now, you always hear me say consumer friendly, because I'm always hyping up brands like Steam, right? But this is not good. And remember that good job we gave Samsung earlier? Adam, I'm sorry, but I have to retract it right here. Samsung, we're taking back our good job, right? You can't do one good thing and then
you might not have a crease. Put your data. It's just ours.
Like, I'm not even saying that this balances it out, right? I think this is much worse than, because I don't think you should be forcing consumers into giving you their data. That is terrible. I think we should start a lawsuit. Adam just sent back mini golf, which means he just look at his face. He just had a terrible move.
It's almost as bad as this level in golf. It was bad. That I went to 15 shots.
15 shots. Oh yeah, you're losing.
I wasn't. This one I'm not going to win that, guys. It's okay. But back to this. Not good. Don't like. What's your opinion? Let us know in the comments below. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be lovely.
Let's go to our product and app of the week really quick.
Yeah,
so I'll start. I'll start with mine.
Wonderful.
My product of the week, and I've used this several times, and it's lovely. So maybe at your house you have Wi-Fi. Maybe it's with the ISP router or your own. You're like, man, I get great reception for my Wi-Fi in my kitchen, dining room, and living room. It's great. But I get to the other, den or bedroom or, hallway or bathroom, and it's like 2 bars. And it's not as good as it should be.
Yeah,
well, this TP-Link range extender solves that very problem. So this specific one, it boosts up to 2,200 square foot for 32 devices. And it's integrated with the mesh network, which is nice too. But the best thing is, it's not like the one from Netgear, where it's a separate network name. Don't want that. It's the same network. It just broadcasts that same network to further spots. Gives you also an Ethernet port, which is really nice as well. So you can plug in devices that only Ethernet. Really nice. And this works incredibly well. And it's just seamless. And it's super easy setup. And it's wonderful. It's $50. It's not too bad. The only thing bad about this is it will definitely take up the entire wall plug. Because it's as long as like the hot dogs from the stadiums. It's like this long. No, it's like this. But still, that's the only issue I see with this. But it's very nice. I've used it at over 100 different locations, and I just love this. So that's from TP-Link. It's the AC 1900 range extender. This is Wi-Fi 5, just so you know. There is a different version for Wi-Fi 6 and above. So that's my product of the week.
All right.
My app of the week. Boy, I just can't get to it quickly. There it is.
That's embarrassing.
It's Crossy Road. This is a game that I played long ago on my Apple TV to start with, and now I play on my phone.
That's where you
it's
started?
One of those, I did. Of all places. It's quite a nice game. You will get frustrated. I don't care who you are. This game will frustrate you. But it also makes you think critically in a lot of ways to progress and get further each and every time. And it's fun. So Cross Your Road is my app of the week.
So, I'm going to start with my app of the week. My app of the week, it's actually 2 apps. In my recently added, you can see there's 2 blue apps here. This is Bass Tuner, right? And then this is Guitar Tuner, right? They're both my app of the week because this made it insanely easy. As you guys probably know from last week, I bought a bass guitar and I needed to tune it. And so I was looking for a good app, and this one was absolutely perfect. It was simple. I didn't have to pay, right? It's free. And then I was at my friend Justin's house, and Justin has a guitar, and I was like, this guitar is probably out of tune because he doesn't know how to play the guitar, right? Same thing. I just tuned it real quick, and it was awesome. So that's my app of the week, Guitar Tuner and Bass Tuner by Like Tones. Huge shout out to Like Tones. They're doing amazing work. My product of the week is going to be this Basis 45 watt ultra slim 10,000 milliamp hour power bank with a built-in USB-C cable. All right. First and foremost, if you travel anywhere, you're going to want the peace of mind to know that you will have your phone not just with you, right? You don't want to lose your phone, obviously. That'd be terrible. But you want to have a phone that's charged, right? And this 10,000 milliamp hour battery pack will keep your phone charged no matter what, right? As long as you charge the battery pack before you leave, you can get an additional, let's say I have an iPhone 17 Pro Max. I can get a whole another full charge and then 80% of another charge. So that's just peace of mind, to be quite honest with you, because you get, 30 hours of battery life total out of that? It's probably way more than 30 hours.
Not on beta.
Yeah, not on the beta. Your phone will just, suck the entire power battery.
Beta 3 is a lot better, though, actually. I'll take that back. It's a lot better.
Now, before we bring this episode to a close, I just want to just look at this discrepancy right now, everybody. It's currently 9-15 in mini golf. Adam is getting just torn apart. It's not looking good for him.
My really good game is the pool game. The golf game, not so much. So he'll win at this. He's only doing this because I beat him at pool.
I sent you pool as well. I don't know if you saw that. Unless the pool's just genuinely not sending. I don't know.
You definitely did. And that's okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you guys an update on that when I win next week as well. But
he'll wait a while. So.
Do you have actually no. We're gonna be recording again later this week. You guys will hear an update. I can almost promise it. Okay, I'm actually just sucking at this level, though. This is really bad.
Me too. It was really bad. Well, thanks, guys, so much for joining us this week. Tune in next week as well. We're doing something a little different because I'm on vacation next week, so it's going to be much hard to record where I usually record now. So, yeah. So have a fantastic week, everybody. We look forward to seeing you very soon. And let us know what you think in the comments for all these topics. And, do you agree with me or Kwesi with the whole PlayStation thing? What are your thoughts with this? We want to know what you guys think.
Yeah, I would actually love to know how wrong that is. That'd be great.
We've had some weird comments this week about people just, saying that, we're AI or some other weird comments and just weird things. And Kwesi's getting better at responding to some of those. I just
didn't see that I was AI. I didn't.
There was just some weird comments and stuff. And it was just come on, guys.
See, I've been reading the comments.
Reading and posting is two different things, though, Kwesi, just so you know. Yeah.
This guy at the bottom knows what's up. He's talking about me.
Yeah, I saw that one. It was okay.
Hey, what did I even say in this video? Guys, I promise you, I watched.
It's his friend it's his roommate. Don't let him get.
That's just not my roommate. I don't know who this is.
Yeah.
This person has videos and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen this person before. Oh.
It's whatever. It's fine.
No, I'm genuinely going through their page right now. I don't know this person.
Okay, well, thank you, person, for saying Kwesi knows what's up. He appreciates that greatly.
I really do.
All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week. Have a fantastic week. And stay frosty. I don't know why I said
sure.
that, but I did.
Have a great week, guys.
See you later.
Adios.